Hi everyone, I thought I'd do an update of my garden. Here it is at a glance. You can see it's very green. It looks like a jungle, but that's how we like it. So there's lots of vegetables growing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tour of the garden, talk about most of the plants and show you how things are growing in general. And hopefully it will encourage you if you haven't been gardening or trying vegetable gardening, even if you have a small garden like mine, try it out. And also my garden's actually north facing, so I get sun in about 70% of the garden in summer, and then it's less than half the garden for the rest of the year. So if we start over here, in the main bed on the right hand side, all along here are mainly chili plants, and this is the first time I'm trying a lot of chili plants in the ground. Just before the chili plants, I've got a couple of celery plants, and they smell lovely. And you can see at the bottom it's starting to develop. And the first time I've tried celery. Just next to that, cabbage plant. This is tree spinach. This is mint. This is a chard plant, and these just self-seeded, and they just grow randomly in my garden. So every now and again I take the leaves off, and if they get too big, if I feel the area is too congested, I just uproot it, because I'll always get more chard plants because I've got a few with seeds in the garden. This is a chili plant which has got very, very small chilies. It's just a little bush. I'm not sure what this one is yet, so hopefully that'll grow and we can see. This is a Dorset nugget. This is yellow submarine. I'll show you what that looks like in the greenhouse. You can see Dorset nugget growing. There's another plant here. This is red amaranth. Randomly grew. Here are some chives. I thought I'd try that out. So it's the first time I'm trying chives out. And I've got chives scattered in certain places. And then I have all these chilies of different varieties all along here. So some of them have already started to grow. These are Dorset nugget. And this variety is yellow submarine, which I have also in the greenhouse, which I'll show you. So we've got about a month. I can't wait to see how these look eventually. And just in front of these, I've got some chili plants in pots. There's loads on this one, in a very small pot, I have to say. And then this one's not well balanced, but it's got flowers. This one's not well balanced, but it's got flowers, and hopefully we'll get something from that. So this is Tripentino or Bacchino, not 100% sure now. I'll have to know when they're fully grown. Here we have Dorset nugget. What I'm going to do is a separate video on my chili plants. As you can see, these look absolutely beautiful. Look at this. And here's another type of nugget, and this has turned into a very large plant, and I've had to manage all the branches by tying them with wires. It's not very smooth, it's not like a straight nugget, it's kind of crooked, and a little bit like the yellow submarine. So there's lots going on there, and then just behind it there's some taro. So then on the right hand side we've got beans, which are hyacinth beans of two varieties, and they have grown really, really well this year. And I've given loads out to my sisters, to my mother-in-law. This is one variety, so this one's a little bit curly, and we also have another variety growing. So I need to start picking these because I don't want them to turn to seed. I will keep a few for seeding, and hopefully we'll regrow them next year. Here is another variety. This one has a purple shade in it, and there's quite a lot of these growing, and so I need to pick those. We've actually frozen quite a lot of our beans to have later on in the year. So along here there's a cucamleon plant. See, there's one growing there. There's another baby one growing there from this, and here there's one on the ground here, which is fine, so we'll have that. We've had all the tomatoes from here and over here, and then the achocha has overwhelmed those plants. And in this area here, we had lots of gourds growing, so we've picked about 8 so far. We've picked 8 so far, and this is the 9th one really. So I'm happy with that because I only had 2 plants. So I think I've got too much foliage around to be able to get more gourds, but if I'm lucky I might get a few more. Now look what's happened here. You can see my trellis has collapsed. So through the rain, this bit rotted, came off and it collapsed. So that's something I'll have to work on for next year. And this is the only gourd that's left right now, and we've kept it to seed. So we'll be keeping those seeds hopefully, and we can grow. And you can see how big it is. It's almost 3 feet long. I can't even get it in the picture. There you go. It's very long. So it's about 2.5 feet long, I would say, easily. And I'm sure it weighs a few kilos. But we're not going to be eating this one. We're just going to keep in the seed. So we have to let the plant ripen. The fruit ripen fully until the plant dies, and that's when we'll cut it off and take the seeds out. And in this area here, it's very shady, so not a lot grows here. So I planted a few cabbage plants, which I had. This one's been attacked by the snails, and then hopefully once I've got rid of all of this foliage of the gourd plants, once this is ready, then the cabbage plants will hopefully survive for winter. So here are some beans which I'm keeping for seed. There's a spinach plant, sorry, this is a chard plant, and these are the seeds of the chard plant. So I'm not really going to be collecting these. I'll just let these scatter across the garden and we'll get more chard plants. So this is an example of permaculture. So inside the greenhouse, I've got more chili plants. So as I said, I'm going to be doing a separate video on the chili plants. You see I've got several varieties. This plant is a Carolina Reaper. Apparently the hottest chili in the world. Here's another Naga. So this is yellow submarine. And you can see the chilies are indeed yellow. And we've had some of these chilies and they taste absolutely fantastic. Very nice, fragrant. I had some few celery plants. I'll put it in the pot. We'll see what happens. Nothing really growing in these pots, just random. And there's some coriander plants which have turned to seed. Eventually I'll just scatter those across the garden. And here under the canopy, look, I just had some tomato plants which I had no use for, so I just left them in the pots, and look, they've even ripened. See, this is a plum variety, and this one's grown. This is a larger variety. And in this bed, I've got some chilies. These are ball peppers. These are called cherry bombs. And these are another variety. Look at that. And then a darker variety of these small ones. I need to pick these red ones. They're ready to be picked. Lots of chilies here. Here's another type, which is a longer variety. And just in front of these chilies, this is Petit Belle. It's a smaller variety of Scotch bonnet, I think. So anyway, we'll do a separate video on the chilies, and I'll be tasting them and let you know exactly what they taste like. Look how many chilies there are on this plant. Looks really, really fantastic. Looks really pretty. Nothing grown in this one yet. More celery plants and more celery here. You can see it's to grow. First time I've tried celery, to be honest. And then there's a cabbage plant in there and some cucumber plants still left over. Someone's come to make a home here. So all of this is cucamleon plants. You see them growing just there. My neighbour's banana plant, one of the leaves has just collapsed into my garden, so I'll have to go over and sort that out. And just over here I've got taro and turnip, and I've never grown turnip before. I'm sure these are ready to be harvested, but I just can't keep up with all the vegetables, to be honest, and so I've left that one there. And there's a sole kohlrabi plant just there. Shalgam, right? In Bengali it's called shalgam. And turnip, I don't know what it is in Bengali. If anyone knows, if you could tell me, I'd appreciate that. And yeah, so you got the taro, turnip, cucamleon, cucumber, celery, lots and lots of chilies. My garden is packed, isn't it? So here's more taro plants just there behind this chili plant. I spent so much time today tidying this plant up. You can see here I've had to tie some wires onto the stems and onto some sticks just to keep the plant together, because if I didn't, it would have covered a whole massive area and I just couldn't walk past without damaging the branches. So the plant's doing quite well. So it was a quick tour of my garden. If you've got any questions, if there's anything you would like me to show you in particular, please let me know. I'd rather make videos of something people actually want to watch. But I hope you've enjoyed the tour of my garden. And please subscribe, share my videos, and hopefully you'll see the next one I hope to do is going to be about my chilies, and hopefully I'll taste one or two, and that'll be fun. Take care, see you soon.